What is up, guys? Welcome back to Rave Green TV. And today we have another members video. It's got some questions from our members page. And if you guys want to see your questions featured on the channel, go ahead and join the page. You'll get a ton of fun benefits. You'll get your questions answered in these videos, get some fun emojis for the stream. And whenever we stream, your questions will always be answered. But today, nonetheless, me and Brody, say what's up to the fellas.
What's going on, guys? Got my Seahawks beanie on. Big Seahawks dub today, 4-2.
Day of
J. Ross
filming,
got the
boys.
Mariners jersey. We're going. We are winning game one. That's a fact. That is a fact. That's happening.
Yeah.
All right.
That is tonight as we film this video. So hopefully Brody's take ages well. But boys, today we're going to talk about some Pedro de la Vega. JJ and Curtis Chad both ask about Pepo. JJ said, "Is it time for Pepo to start every match for us?" And Curtis Chad said, "Something isn't adding up. Why is Pepo not playing?" So we thought we'd kind of merge these two questions together. And I guess, Brody, I'll let you take this away.
Yeah. So to answer Chad's question first, that's kind of been the whole thing, right? I mean, well, the first thing we heard was knee tendonitis, which, Pedro's got, health issues. He's always had them ever since he's gotten here. So, of course, it makes sense. I mean, I even said to you during the Leagues Cup final, I'm like, Pedro looks like he's kind of gimping around a little bit. Um, But then he's got like 2 weeks after that in full participation in training, still not getting minutes, and then he had the odd game where, I think it against Vancouver? Where we could have brought in Pedro de la Vega,
Yeah.
and Brian made the excuse of like, "Oh, well, we had injuries in the first half and it changed our substitution patterns," but again, you were in a situation where you need something to happen, you need a goal, and your best attacker or one of them is on the bench. Like you still could have brought him in either way.
And still brought on two other attackers, mind you. We still had enough
Yeah,
time to sub on Georgie, Ozaze, and Moose. Like, it's not like we didn't have any opportunities to get him in.
yeah. Which is like in that situation, I would rather have just one striker and have De La Vega on the field than have both. So again, a kind of a lame excuse in my opinion. To me, that's just a hard question to answer. Like, what was it? I can't imagine after his Leagues Cup that he would have fallen out of favor. So I would like to answer your question, but truly, it just like I guess the answer that I could fall on right now is that maybe they were just taking it supremely slow because the playoffs are coming up. Um, that's probably the answer I'm going to lean towards here. And then should Pedro de la Vega be starting every game? Absolutely, in my opinion, absolutely. I mean, last 2 months he's been your best player. He comes back, has a man of the match performance. The game before that looked pretty solid too. So with the goal as well, Pedro de Vega's your starting left wing rolling into the playoffs. I don't think it's much of a debate.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I wonder, adding on to what you said, I wonder if that's why he's not playing, is that extra fear in the back of Schmetzer's head. Because you said earlier, De La Vega does not have a good injury history at all for this team. And our spot going into the playoffs, it's not cemented, but it's pretty concrete in terms of that range of where we're going to finish. And I really do wonder if Schmetzer kind of treated this as a mini break, almost like in football, a mini bye week. And then
Yeah,
we're able to ramp him up going into the playoffs. We saw him, like we said last night, get the start. And so I'd like to think he's going to get some minutes against NYCFC and then go from the kickoff in that first playoff game, whoever it ends up being against. So I think in terms of if he should start every game, I think he has to at this point, right? Like, I think he just offers, especially when he's in form, he offers something the Sounders team doesn't really have outside of Georgie, that bit of flair, that little thought in the back of the head that he can create something out of nothing. And I think that during this rut in this pre-RSL game the Sounders have kind of been in, I guess pre-Portland, we kind of needed a guy like that. You could see us lacking that without De La Vega in form in the lineup. So I think there's no reason why he doesn't start any game outside of injuries. And even adding on to that, Curtis Chad at the bottom of his comment, he kind of mentioned the fact that the Sounders needed some of that entertainment factor. And I think De La Vega provides exactly that.
yeah. I will say though, next game I'm not starting Pedro de la Vega. I know he just made a whole case. We got to start him every game from here on out, but as you guys, if you look at the table, we are secured fifth place. We will not go lower. We will not go higher. So to me, I don't think there's any need for him to play. I mean, at most, if you want to give him 15 minutes just to, get his legs still in the game and not have him sit completely out. Um, but I don't think he should start next game. But for the playoffs, Pedro de la Vega, he is your X factor, truly. Every sense of that word, he is the X factor. So He's got to start. And to be honest with you, I think this is probably an area where, you know, the load management kind of stuff, the, 60 minutes one game, 30 minutes the other game, kind of needs to start to fade away here in the playoffs. So I would like to see Pedro de la Vega starting every single game after,
Yeah.
like, once we enter the playoffs.
100%, I think he has to. I think it's a bit unfortunate too with scheduling the fact that we go to NYCFC. I think if this is maybe like a West Coast game, a little less travel, we might see the guys, more of a first team lineups, just to, that rest versus rest debate. But having to travel across the entire country, I think you definitely lean more towards that rest side going into a playoffs where our first game is going to be on the road. As we film this video, it will be on the road at Minnesota, but there's a group of a couple teams in there that we could end up traveling to. So I think De La Vega should start every match for us once we get past NYCFC. Boys, if you want to see your comment featured, as I mentioned at the start of the video, you want to join the page, you'll get tons of benefits. You'll get some videos where you choose what we talk about. But for now, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you boys later.